Well, today I have kind of a laid-back show in store. It's a sitting on the couch concert. I am relaxing with a puppy at my feet and a cat somewhere in the house. Who knows what she's up to? She has her own life. And I'm going to sing songs about air, which is, or at least are connected with air in some way. I've got some beautiful air coming in through the door right now, and so that's why I've chosen to do this here in the living room, where I've got a nice breeze coming through. We live on a really amazing planet. It could possibly, it almost certainly is not alone in the galaxy and having life on it. The universe seems built for life, but it's almost certainly unique in the forms and shapes that life has taken. And here we are with this 80% nitrogen, 20% or so oxygen atmosphere that we are perfectly designed for and perfectly suited for, of course. It all grew up together. If we had more oxygen, we'd have giant dragonflies, and sauropods the size of 20 elephants. But nope, we've got just what we've got. And it's perfect for us. And it's something to celebrate and something to protect, I think, if we want to protect our lives as they truly are, or as they currently are. So that's what I'm going to sing about. I'm going to start with Flying Dream, and as with all the songs in the show today, I'm going to sing it just a little bit different, just because there's a lot of ways to sing anything. Honey on the stove, a big band on the radio. Open up the curtains to the sky. Fill my cup and hit the light and stare out at the starry night. I wonder if I'll ever learn to fly. It feels so easy, feels so right to rise above the city lights. I hope I have my flying dream tonight. I hope I have my flying dream tonight. And I know I'm doing something right. I'm gliding down the street. I feel my body rise above the ground. Dodging all the power lines and mountains that I meet. I'm free until the morning comes around, coming down. Bacon cooking on the stove, the Beatles on the radio. The sky is blue, the clouds are drifting by. I wonder how I got to be a prisoner of gravity. I know there's more to me than meets the eye. I know that I could fly right now if I could just remember how. I know I'll make it through the day all right if I can have my flying dream tonight. 'Cause it feels so easy, feels so right to rise above the city lights. I hope I have my flying dream tonight. I hope I have my flying dream tonight. fly and dream. Oh, great. Thank you. Hi, Naomi. Wow, I love your color combination. Holy cow. So amazing. That's great. Great. Well, the second song I have in mind has a ton to do with air. In fact, the first inspiration that I had for writing it was this article in Smithsonian Magazine that talked about how the frogs in the tropical rainforests were the first real detectors of climate change, that the temperature changes just a little bit and they have to move up 6 feet, and pretty soon they're about to be chased out of the top of the trees because there's no more habitat for them as it slightly warms up. And it also talked about how permeable they are to the environment. And as I read this article, I thought to myself, I think I know what that feels like. There have been times in my life when I have felt that permeable, where I actually could transpire oxygen through my skin like a frog. And so I wrote this song. Again, I'm going to play it a little different too. Here we go. It's called Breathing Through My Skin. Been so long since I felt this fire. Been so long since I moved to this rhythm. Lazy lips, flesh like no other, slender hand, the hand of a lover. Take your time, unmend my fences, let your hands melt away my defenses. Take from me my old rusty armor, let it fall gently to the floor. Yes, it's you. Yes, it's me. Not a dream, not a memory. There at last I think I've opened up my senses wide enough to take in the impossible reality of loving you. And then I'm breathing through my skin. I'm breathing through my skin. Now we lie in the presence of forests, air so green. I taste with my body, and now we stand on the cliff top at sunrise. Take my hand between earth and sky. Wait, I could hang here forever. Let our souls arrive. Let's go through this together. There at last, I think I've opened up my senses wide enough to take in the impossible reality of loving you. And then I'm breathing through my skin. I'm breathing through my skin. I'm breathing through my skin. Been so long since I felt this fire. All right. The next song I'm going to play for you is called Smooth Sailing. And it's just, again, an air reference. Often when I sing this, I can feel the feeling of being out on the open sea. I have done some small sailboat sailing, including a single person sailboat on Puget Sound. And it was an amazing experience. Single-handed sailing is really something. You have a very limited set of problems to solve. You've got 5 or 6 different things that you can do, and if you want to go someplace, you work with those things, and it's a really wonderful place to leave your troubles behind. You're only, you're within sight of all your world. There, the Seattle skyline in this case. And out on Elliott Bay in a sailboat is a really neat experience. So yeah, here's Smooth Sailing. The hurricane had passed away on a sandy shore. I was cast away. When the sun came out, I was alone on the sandy shore. I made my home. For 5 long years I watched the sea for a sailing ship to rescue me. There were 3 or 4 who passed right by, and then somehow I caught your eye, and we're smooth sailing on an unknown sea. Destination mystery. And this morning it's good to be smooth sailing on an unknown sea. charts are all from olden days and other trips on the ocean waves. Here be dragons, whirlpools foam, many sail here and few come home, but I don't know why, for all I see is a clear horizon, and you and me. Smooth sailing on an unknown sea, destination mystery. And tomorrow, if it's up to me, we'll be smooth sailing on an unknown sea. Smooth sailing, smooth sailing, smooth sailing, smooth sailing. All right.
Nice!
Thank
Very
you.
good! Beautiful!
Thank you so much. Welcome. We do this Zoom concert every Tuesday at 2:30. It's just like 40 minutes or so, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm glad you're here. Oh, let's see. Okay. Well, since I'm on Hawaii Island, I want to sing Holoholo. My singing partner, my former singing partner, Angelisa Aitken, helped a lot, or added some new lyrics, and we collaborated on some new lyrics that turned this song from a song about the Pacific Northwest, U.S., into a song about Hawaii. And I really like this version, and I don't get to sing it too often in my solo life here. Yeah. And it's, when I first wrote this song, I had a red convertible. I had this cheap Pontiac Sunbird convertible, and it was one of the most fun cars I ever had in my life. One time I was driving down, I don't know, up Highway 101 or something like that with my girlfriend, and the sun was right on the horizon, and it was shining on a hillside beside us as we cruised along. I could see both of our shadows on the hillside, and it was so pretty to look over with the top down. You're not concealed, and you can feel the air, and I could see our shadows on the hillside. And that moment creeps into the last verse of this song. So here we go. Holoholo. Holoholo, by the way, means going somewhere with no particular destination in mind in Hawaii slang. Sunday morning on the island, I've got my pedal to the floor. Life is good here on the island. The tourists don't come around anymore. I've got my 42 Chevy and a gallon of gasoline. You've got the prettiest smile I have ever seen, and we're driving Sunday morning on the island. The air is cool and the road is clear. All alone here on the island, since Andy's truck broke down last year. Haven't seen a vapor trail since 2044. I wonder if there's anyone on the mainland anymore. But we're driving, no particular place to go. Driving, nothing on the radio. Sunday evening on the island, time to turn and head for home. This stretch of highway went back with Pele in the 47 flow. I hear the crunch of cinder as I turn my car around. Your shadow right next to mine. The sun is going down and we're driving. Driving, no particular place to go. Driving, nothing on the radio. I spoke earlier of the precious atmosphere of our planet, and this song, of course, is about that. When I get into it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But another air connection with this next song is that when I first wrote it, I took into account the fact that air feels different to different creatures. Everything on this earth lives at a different speed. We live at a certain speed. My dog here is going to have a lifetime somewhere in the neighborhood of a fifth or a sixth of my lifetime, and every day means 5 times more to her because of that, and maybe she experiences 5 times as much. And to a mosquito or to a bee, every day is a significant part of their month. It's bigger, it's more important in their life than a month is to us. And also, because they live so much faster, they also experience the air differently. And the density of the air, I imagine, feels completely different to a bee than it does to a human. I would imagine that to a bee, the air feels like swimming because they're moving so much faster, their nervous system is so much more compact, and they are not buzzing through the air. A hummingbird is not going from its own point of view. A hummingbird is going, flapping their wings and dancing and doing what they do in this thick medium that fully supports them, just like water supports us. So I'm going to sing a different first verse to this song. This is called Someday Children. And when I wrote the poem that this is based on, I did a different words. And so I'm going to sing those first, and then I'll do the real song. So it goes like this. A bee doesn't buzz from her own perspective. She feels every wing beat as it swims through the flowers. A tree doesn't speak unless he speaks so slowly that he finishes a sentence every 1,000 hours. And then the tree just had to finish a sentence every 100 years instead of every 1,000 hours. That just didn't work. So I changed it. I changed the song. But I like that image, and I was a little bit sorry to lose it. You throw away a lot of, when you write anything, you throw away a lot of stuff that you liked. That's just part of the game. Here we go. This is Someday Children. A bee doesn't buzz from her own perspective. She feels every wing beat as it thunders in her ears. And yes, they have ears. A tree doesn't speak unless he speaks so slowly that he finishes a sentence every 100 years. By the time I've sung this song, we'll have made 1,000 babies. Chances are those babies see the next century. And 11 billion more will take a look around them, and the truth will dawn upon them as they read their history. Hey there, children, can you hear that sound? It's the silence of the islands and the coastlines drowned. It's the sound of a savanna where the lion never roars. Someday, children, all this will be yours. I go swimming on the reef. I don't forget my sunscreen. It takes a lot of sunscreen in this hot summer sun. And I love to eat my beef, though it outweighs all the mammals in the wild by a factor of 15 to 1. I remember when today was in the far, far future. Now the far, far future is pounding on the shore. If we don't listen now, these troubled times we're going through are gonna look like paradise in another decade more. Hey there, children, can you hear that sound? It's the silence of the islands and the coastlines drowned. It's the sound of a savanna where the lion never roars. Someday, children, all this will be yours. Someday, children, all this will be yours. A bee doesn't buzz from her own perspective. She feels every wing beat as it thunders in her ears. A tree doesn't speak unless he speaks so slowly that he finishes a sentence every 100 years.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Little shout out to Miles, who helped me with that song. I sent him the lyrics and he made a suggestion, which I kept. I originally wrote it as the sound of Savannah, where the lion never roars. And he said that sounded perhaps could get confused with the city in Georgia, and that the sound of a Savannah would make it much clearer. And by golly, it scans better too. So thank you very much, sir.
I'm glad you remember the detail.
Oh, yes, very clearly. There's not a lot of my songs that I didn't write completely by myself, and And I vividly remember that connection, that conversation. You also introduced me. The second verse features an unreliable narrator. And that was a term you introduced to me and eventually greatly increased my appreciation of Randy Newman, who is almost always an unreliable
That's right.
narrator. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for your contributions.
But I'll be able to, say, yeah, I co-wrote with Gary. I gave him an A.
An A, yes.
I gave him a word.
So, lyrics by Gary Garrett, lyric by,
Yeah.
by Miles Hurwitz.
Additional participle by Miles.
That's right.
Well, that suggestion must have worked, because whenever I've heard that song, I've never thought of Georgia.
Good. I'm glad. See, that worked out very well.
I'm going to mute and check off sometime during the next one. Bye now.
Okay, Miles. This is my last song, and if you stick around till the end, great. And if not, I will see you hopefully next week. This one's called 35 Square Foot Mansion, and the reason I'm singing it is because the inspiration for it came in the most exquisite air. There's nothing explicitly about air in the song, but my sweetie and I, my wife at the time actually, we were briefly married right in the middle of our relationship. The marriage didn't work, but after we tried it out and divorced after 9 months, then we had 2.5 more years of the best part of the whole relationship. We'd gotten that marriage thing out of the way. And I believe it was during our marriage, and we were lying in bed on a Sunday morning, and we'd had a very rambunctious morning, and we were lying there very quietly and enjoying each other's company. And the window was open, and I tell you something, you live in Arroyo Grande, Judith, and that's South County, but there is a whole nother world in San Luis Obispo County, which is North County. And there is a steep grade that separates the two, and astonishing temperature differences. It's inner California. The North County is like more inner California, and the South County is more the coast. And you can have a 50-degree temperature differential between the two. It can be 120 degrees in Paso Robles, and 70 degrees or 64 degrees down at the coastal towns. Anyway, so we were up there, and the best thing for me about the North County is how the air gets once in a while, coming through the oak trees, cool and calm, and we had the window open, and the blinds, the light curtains were wafting in the breeze, and the air was washing over our sweaty bodies, and it was so wonderful. And all of our friends had been buying big houses. This was 2006, 2005, somewhere around the peak of the housing buying boom. And they were buying these McMansions, and here we were in this little tree house. And I just said, we don't need to buy, we don't need that. This is all we need right here. And it's a 35 square foot mansion. And so there we go. How much space do you think we need to make a place for you and me? This queen-size bed is 5 feet by 7. Sometimes that's all the real estate you need. We've got a 35 square foot mansion. I've been to heaven and it's 5 by 7. It's a 35 square foot mansion, and I'm the richest man in town. There's a house up on a hill. I see it every time I'm driving home. They've got a tennis court, swimming pool. On 20 acres you can be alone. They got no neighbors to borrow power tools. They've got no family to make them blue. They never argue, they never see each other. I'm so glad I'm coming home to you and our 35 square foot mansion. I've been to heaven and it's 5 by 7. It's a 35 square foot mansion, and I'm the richest man in town. There's a girl up on the screen. I read about her in the checkout line. She's got $1 million diamond ring. She's got a man who's gone all the time. She's got the parties, she's got the money too, and all the goodies that the world can give. I got a feeling she's just like me and you. She'd give it all for a chance to live in a 35 square foot mansion. I've been to heaven and it's 5 by 7. It's a 35 square foot mansion, and I'm the richest man in town. I'm the richest man in town. There ain't a man or woman in the whole world, honey, to feel jealous of. 'Cause love will get you through when you don't have money. And what good is money if you don't have love? Maybe I should get a better job. We'll buy a castle with an ocean view. Then I could get myself a fancy car and drive another 40 miles to you. I know you're in there. I holler, hello, honey. I think I hear you holler back at me. I get a beer, go find the living room, and spend the evening with the huge TV. Nah, I've got a 35 square foot mansion. I've been to heaven and it's 5 by 7. It's a 35 square foot mansion, and I'm the richest man in town. We've got a 35 square foot mansion. I've been to heaven and it's 5 by 7. It's a 35 square foot mansion, and I'm the richest man in town. I'm the richest man in town. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you.